Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Food for Footy and a belated Merry Christmas to you all. I hope you had an amazing time celebrating and whatever you got up to, I hope you had a fantastic one. Now, we had some excellent Boxing Day football. I'm talking to you now on the 27th and currently it's half time. Spoiler alert, but Arsenal are beating Ipswich 1-0. As you can probably guess from my jumper, I'd quite like Ipswich to win that one, but we'll see. Now, as always, start off with some comments. So big thank you to Paul Edwards, again, a regular listener of ours, for getting in touch in the comments. Feel free to comment down below. Now, Paul said that he thinks it's a two-horse title race. Now, I'm assuming, Paul, given that that was on the video where I said that Chelsea could well be favourites to win the league title, I'm assuming that you think that means Liverpool and Chelsea. Now, given this weekend's results, or should I say Boxing Day's results, because it's not quite the weekend yet, but given the recent results, the fact that Chelsea lost to Fulham, all right? Liverpool beat Leicester and Arsenal currently beating Ipswich. I hate to say it, Paul, I think it is a three-horse title race. I think we can rule Man City out. I think I did that in a video a while ago. But I very much think it is a three-horse title race. Okay, still 45 minutes to go at the Emirates, but the way the game's going, anyone's been watching, it's all Arsenal. So I can't see anything other than a three-horse title race. Now, I like to give a few shout-outs. As you know, shout-out to my nephew, Javen. Javen has said that he also thinks it's a three-horse title race. And when I asked him today, who's going to win it? He could not answer me. He did not know. So that shows you how tight it is. Now, big thank you again for more comments. Dom, our Chelsea fan, okay, who was on the Chelsea episode we did way back near the start of the season. He doesn't think Chelsea are ready for a title challenge. Now, he did comment on this before the Fulham game, and he actually said that he thinks that Chelsea aren't ready because the defence isn't ready. Now, I actually think Chelsea's defence has improved massively. I think with Tosin and Colwell, I think they're developing a nice relationship together. And okay, you conceded 2 against Fulham, but I think there's a real partnership going there. I mean, Dom, I'd be interested in your thoughts. Do you still think that Chelsea need a top-class centre-back, or are you happy to see how those two progress and if they can get better? Now, another comment from Fitz Barbell, who questioned, am I a Liverpool fan? Yep. Okay, I did a video saying that Chelsea were favourites or going to potentially win the league. I think we have to give a lot of credit to Chelsea. No one saw this come in. I think on the Chelsea episode we had, I sat there with a big smile on my face, expecting Chelsea to have a season, I suppose, similar to a Tottenham, maybe. Certainly didn't see what, expect to see what I'm seeing from them now. And, with the midfield they've got and everything, I think they're doing really well. Obviously, Liverpool are in the title race. Obviously, they are favourites for the title, but nothing is won in December. You just stay in the race. So we'll see how it goes. But I can promise you, Fitz Barbell, I am a Liverpool fan. Just quite a pessimistic one. I've seen far too much over the years to get too excited at this stage anyway. Right, last comment, and this leads nicely to our Food for Footy. Footy Fan 14, thank you so much for all of your comments. Again, regular watcher of the show and regular comments as well. Really appreciate those. You said to me that you'd like to see a comparison between Starbucks and Costa. So, in the last few videos, I was busy reviewing a Costa festive gingerbread and caramel latte. Now, I don't have it with me here now, but over the Christmas holidays, I did order a Starbucks, just like you suggested. and I went for the toffee and nut latte. So look, different flavour to the gingerbread one, okay? But you asked me which one I might prefer and to do a comparison. I've got to say, I did prefer the Costa. Okay, I said during the time, Costa one, I think I gave it a 7 out of 10. Said I couldn't really taste the gingerbread. I could taste the caramel vibe to it though, which was really nice. The toffee and nut latte, for me, it didn't quite work. Okay, it was... The nut I thought was very overpowering, and I got about halfway through and I did finish it, but by the end I didn't really want to. Wasn't massively my cup of tea. So see what you think, check it out, okay? So although I've not got it with me here now, I did have a Starbucks toffee and nut latte. I prefer the Costa gingerbread and caramel, but check them out yourselves. Go and see what you think, okay? So, Footy Fan 14, let us know what you think about that comparison. Do you agree? And as always, to all of you, if you'd like me to review any of the food that you can think of, or any restaurants, any places, do just let me know. Like and subscribe, right down the bottom there, like and subscribe. And in the comments, please do let us know if you want any food for footy reviewing. And as always, if you own an establishment and would like myself and Murchie to come down and either film there or to review some of your food, just let us know. So you can see Murchie isn't with me today. Murchie was at Anfield, and hopefully we'll be teaming up again in the next few days to review all this Boxing Day and today's football. But I wanted to do a video today because we have to talk Man City. Now, I've seen loads of videos talking about Man City in crisis, and people saying, oh, I've no idea how it's gone so wrong. I do. I know why it's gone so wrong for them. Partly because of the experience of my club a few years ago. So if you remember, 2 seasons ago, Liverpool dropped out the title race as we were in at that time, and we finished 5th. And to be honest, we had to do a little bit of a comeback near the end of the season to finish 5th. I don't remember the stats from that season, but I remember we'd have such mixed results. We beat Man United 7-0, and then we lost to Bournemouth the next game, and we were so hit and miss, and we just couldn't seem to get things right. And everyone was saying, can Jurgen Klopp find a way? Can he figure things out? And we spluttered, but ultimately we weren't good enough. And really, Man United and Newcastle, who finished in the top 4 above us, they didn't have the best seasons. And bear in mind, this is the similar Man United side to what we're seeing now. It was Erik ten Hag's Man United side. They were there for the taking, and we didn't. Now, it wasn't actually a tactics thing. And that's the strange thing. Because we're playing the same way with the same group of players. It was a fatigue and an age thing. And that's why I've ruled Man City out of the title race, because I don't think they can finish in challenging positions. And I think they're going to struggle for top 4. Because I watch them play and I see exactly the same as what I saw that season. Now, some people might say, how can footballers be fatigued? They have the time off. Man City have been a team that compete on nearly all fronts. Okay, they nearly always make it to a Champions League final or semi-final. And they get to finals of competitions. They played in the FA Cup final. Now, Man United beat them, but it's still a game. Now, if you think about it, any of you that do exercise, okay, any of you that do exercise, if you exercise every single day, your performance levels will eventually drop. You need a rest. Your body needs a rest. Okay, now think about this. I'm talking about, maybe going in the gym for an hour or going for a run for half an hour, whatever it may be. We're talking about here players that play 90 minutes intense intense football. We see how fast the Premier League is. And they play Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, again. And Man City do play in the vast majority of the games. Pre-season, okay, yeah, they've got to get up to fitness, but they're still playing games. The amount of actual downtime they have is very, very little, okay? And they're burnt out. We saw this under Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp's style of football was the gang and press, the heavy metal, go, go, go. Now, City's is more controlled, but they still press. Man City still press and swarm to win the ball back. And okay, they might not, spray it quickly and look to counter quickly and hit quickly. But the way they try to dominate possession and win the ball back, that still takes a lot of energy. Okay? So it actually makes sense that Jurgen Klopp's team played probably the most intense football at the time, and they fell off. But then a few years later, Man City fall off. Okay? And it's because of the intensity. Now, intensity is one reason. The second reason is recruitment. All right. Now, the recruitment at Man City has been absolutely shocking, in my opinion. All right. Now, first of all, I looked at the ages of the squad and I was quite surprised. Did you know, for example, that Jack Grealish is 29 years old? Wow. I thought Jack Grealish might be, 26, 25. Maybe his best years still to come. This is a player for me who, if he's 29, has probably hit his peak. And is his peak good enough? I don't think so. For every nice little trick he does and for all the stats that say he's, one of the most fouled players in the league, there's no end product. I can't think of, match-winning goals that Jack Grealish scores. I can't think of, Jack Grealish getting into double figures for assists and goals, like City need him to. And he's 29 years old. So will at some point, very soon, be on the decline. I didn't realise Rodri was 28 either. Now, Rodri is out for the season. So next year, we're going to have a 29-year-old Rodri. And again, there's going to be a drop-off soon. Kevin De Bruyne, 33. Kyle Walker, 34. Gundogan, 34. Bernardo Silva, 30. John Stones, 30. Kovacic, 30. Akanji. I thought Akanji was, again, a young player. He's 29. Akanji is 29 years old. So again, there's going to be a drop-off. Ruben Diaz, 27. So in his prime now. And then this was another shocker for me. Edison, 31. Now goalkeepers can go a little bit longer. Ortega, their backup keeper, is 32. Now, if you think about a backup keeper, usually you think about someone like, I suppose, a Kelleher at Liverpool. Slightly younger, ready to push the next one, the one who's got the number one jersey as far as they can. Ortega's older. So we've got a load of players here who are past their prime, okay, or in it at the moment. And then think about how many of those we would say are key starters. Certainly Kevin De Bruyne, certainly Walker, Bernardo Silva, either Akanji or Stones next to Ruben Diaz. And what you're talking about there is essentially the spine of the team. And I remember, people famously, the likes of Gary Neville, etc., talking about how important the spine of a team is. And City's spine is old. But then what have City done to rectify this? So you look at their recruitment, okay? Now, players in the last 3 years they've brought in. Haaland, no one is going to question that, best striker in the world on his day. Now, struggling at the moment, but bearing in mind he is that top point, focal point, and everything else behind him isn't where it needs to be. Calvin Phillips, 49 euros. Akanji was 20. Okay? So they bought Akanji 3 years ago. So they bought him when he was, 26. So just about to approach his prime. The season after that, Gvardiol, great player. Great player, okay? Nunes for 62 million euros. Doku, 60 euros. Kovacic, 30 euros. You know, this year, Savinho, 25 euros. Gundogan for free, but bringing a 34-year-old Gundogan back. I don't think they're good enough. I really don't think they're good enough. I think Savinho is similar to a Jack Grealish. No end product. Okay, no end product. So they've got a Grealish and a Savinho, and they're out there, and okay, they've got pace and they could dribble around a player, but they're not then doing anything with it. And then you've got a Doku, who, again, you paid a lot of money for, but again, not the end product that you need. Mateus Nunes in the middle. Is he really going to, challenge to replace the likes of a Kevin De Bruyne, a Bernardo Silva, in the middle of the park? I don't think so. And then you look at who they've let go. Alvarez. Now, look, I know they got 75 euros for him in the summer, but wow, do they need an Alvarez now? Cole Palmer. With Kevin De Bruyne, 33 years old, why are you letting a Cole Palmer go? Madness. Riyad Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez probably was on the decline. Okay, he was a little bit older. Sterling, again, I think no one argued Sterling going. Great money for Chelsea. I think that was a smart move to let him go out. Jesus, Zinchenko, again, I think they maybe couldn't quite cut it at City as City were progressing. Interesting one. City had Pedro Porro on the books. Now, they let him go for 9 million euros, I should say. If I don't say the million, please don't comment saying, oh, only 9 euros. 9 million euros. Okay? But with Kyle Walker aging, was that smart? Letting a Pedro Porro go, who's doing really well at Spurs, and actually you could see fitting in nicely into this Man City side. So you do have to look at the recruitment, because Grealish, not good enough, and 100 million. Kevin De Bruyne, 33, injury prone. You had Cole Palmer there, ready. Okay? Kyle Walker, you let Pedro Porro go. Gundogan, you let him go at the right time, but then you bring him back because Kovacic and Nunes weren't at the level that you needed them to be. Bernardo Silva is getting on. Is Doku the replacement? Now, people might have said, when I said about Kevin De Bruyne, you might have said, well, Foden, 24 years old, Foden's ready. But it's not just Kevin De Bruyne, is it? It's Bernardo Silva as well who's getting to that level. You sign Kovacic when he's 29, and he's 30 now, again on the decline. You need more than just Phil Foden. You need more than that. And the fact that Cole Palmer can play out wide, you could have Foden down the middle, Cole Palmer out wide, and we know what his delivery can be like, and we know how quality he can be wherever he plays. Madness. Absolute madness. And the recruitment has not been good enough. You look at some of the players that, they could have gone and got. Guimaraes. With Rodri out, a Bruno Guimaraes would have been fantastic for them. Apparently Newcastle needed to sell. Man City didn't go for him, and they could have done. You think about players that we've got, a McAllister, a Szoboszlai, how, much they would fit into this Man City side and how they would fit with what Pep wants to do. They didn't go for it. And the players they brought in, like I say, the fact that they had at one point, Alvarez, Mahrez, Kevin De Bruyne, Foden firing, and now they've got Savinho, Doku, Grealish. These players aren't good enough. So you've got two main reasons why Man City are in crisis at the moment: recruitment and age and fatigue. All right? To compete at this highest level, it takes an awful lot. And quite frankly, I think that what City have done is they've replaced top class players with quite average players. You know, how many of the City squad right now would get into the Chelsea lineup or the Liverpool lineup? Haaland? That's all I can think of off the top of my head. Now, obviously, Rodri, if he's fit, walks into any of them. But that's it. You know, Mo Salah or Doku. You know, Diaz or Doku. Gakpo or Doku. I'd take all of ours. The recruitment has not been good enough. And that's why Man City is struggling. Now, what's going to be interesting is what happens with these charges, because Man City have, as we know, 115. You know, if you believe the reports, it's now 130 of these charges. And will players want to go to join them? You know, I'm sure, look, money talks. You know, my dad always says, money talks. Your City will throw the money at them. But it'll be interesting to see. But actually, do you trust City's recruitment? You know, Man City fans, do you trust your recruitment? Because you must look at this list and think, okay, you've got a gem in Gvardiol. Okay, Haaland, you did really well securing those two. But in the last 3 years, they're the only two signings that I can think of that have actually made your team better. You know, if you let Mahrez go, you've got to have that replacement. And okay, they might not be at that level at that point, but they've got to be able to get there. It seems like they've got a lot wrong for me. It seems like they've got an awful lot wrong. You know, summed up with Calvin Phillips. A lot of money, big waste. But look, let us know what you think in the comments below. I think City's problems are simple. I think it's recruitment and fatigue. And I don't think that gets fixed this season. I don't know who they're going to go out and get in January. I think it's a summer job. And I think City need a big clear out. But let us know what you think in the comments. Please like and subscribe to get all Food for Footy videos. And join me in the next video. Take care, have a lovely evening, and I will see you later.